Welcome to the Reiki Witch Podcast. I'm Becca, your host, a Reiki master and practicing witch with a passion for blending the mystical and the practical. Whether we're uncovering ancient wisdom to deepen your spiritual practice or navigating strategies to streamline your spiritual business, this podcast is your sacred space to grow, learn, and thrive. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Reiki Witch Podcast. This is part 2 of our Sacred Exchange series, where we've been exploring the deep, layered relationship between your sacred gifts and money. In part 1, the previous episode, we talked about the emotional and energetic side of pricing, all the tangled feelings that come up when you dare to ask for something in return for your healing work. We talked about worthiness, visibility, and the fears that so many of us carry when it comes to receiving. Today, we are grounding all of that into something more tangible: how to actually price your offers in a way that feels supportive to your nervous system, aligned with your soul, and spacious enough to sustain your beautiful work in the world. This episode isn't about formulas or charging your worth cliches. It's about finding a number that supports you as the channel, the guide, the teacher, the healer, without selling out your values and without burning yourself out. Let's start with the deeper truth. Pricing isn't just a number. It's a boundary. It's a mirror. It's an energetic agreement. When we undercharge, whether out of fear, guilt, or people-pleasing, we usually overgive. We attract misaligned clients. We may start feeling resentful, depleted, and scattered. Our beautiful work starts to feel like a chore. When we overcharge, before we're ready to hold the energy of that number, it can trigger imposter syndrome or make us feel shaky in our delivery. But when we price from alignment, when the number reflects the value and the energetic container required to deliver it, something magical starts to happen. Your work becomes sustainable, clear, grounded, sacred. And I want to share a little of my own journey with this. As I shared in the previous episode, when I first started out and was still practicing, I did not feel like I was skilled enough to charge anything. I genuinely didn't think I had the experience or confidence yet. But then something started to shift. I started losing that excitement to give Reiki away for free. And almost like magic, people began offering to pay me in donations. And that helped build my confidence little by little. Still, it took me a while before I felt comfortable truly accepting payment. And let me paint the picture for you. I was giving Reiki out of my house. My dog would be clacking around on the hardwood floors. Someone might be mowing the lawn next door. It was far from polished. Once I felt a little more grounded with receiving donations, I knew it was time to find a more professional setting. I found a space to work out of and began charging a low fee. I was still building confidence and still finding my footing. Then something interesting happened. I reached a point where I knew I needed to raise my prices, but I raised them too fast and by too much. And suddenly, I felt completely undeserving of the new rate. I put all of this pressure on myself to over-deliver, and it stressed me out. I hadn't yet worked through all of those wounds around receiving and owning the value of my work. So I took a step back. I lowered my rate again and stayed there for a while. During that time, I was doing deeper inner work on myself. I was getting additional training in other modalities and expanding my skill set. About a year later, I started feeling that intuitive nudge again. It was time to raise my prices. But this time it felt right. So I took the leap and I immediately booked a session at the new rate. What's wild is I didn't feel any of the discomfort or fear I had felt before. That Reiki session was powerful. I was excited to show up and pour my full energy into it. My client had a beautiful experience, and I could feel the alignment in every part of it. Because when your rate is rooted in truth and alignment, you gain access to a deeper well of energy. You want to give more. Money is an energetic exchange, and it directly impacts how much energy you have to offer your work and your clients. That experience shaped how I view pricing today, not just as a business decision, but as an energy practice, a confidence mirror, and a sacred threshold. So now that we've grounded that with some lived experience, let's shift into a few soul aligned questions that can help you tune in before setting a price. Before you slap a number on your offering, I invite you to reflect on a few deeper layers. You can even journal these if you're somewhere cozy right now. 1, what do you actually need to thrive, not just survive, in this season of your life? 2, how long does this offering take you truly? Not just the session time, but prep, emotional labor, admin, post care. 3, what's the depth of the transformation you're offering here? Is it light and playful or deep and cathartic? 4, what kind of client experience do you want this to be? Accessible and broad or intimate and high touch? 5, is this offer a one-off or part of a larger journey you are guiding people through? These kinds of questions help shape your pricing, not just from a number perspective, but from your spirit. Now let's talk about the different pricing models you can explore as a spiritual or wellness entrepreneur. Now, these aren't strict rules. You get to choose which one feels most aligned in the season that you're currently in. Time-based pricing. This is where most of us begin. It's charging for your time, maybe $75 an hour, $100 an hour, etc. It's helpful in the beginning, but it has limits. You're not just selling time, you are holding space and energy. The next one is transformation-based pricing. This is about pricing for the results, not the hours. You are guiding someone through something sacred, a shift in identity, energy, mindset, or healing. Ask yourself, what is that worth to them? What is that worth to you? The next one is energetic pricing. This one's a little witchy, a little intuitive. What number feels expansive in your body? What price makes you sit up straighter, soften your jaw, or breathe a little deeper, even if it scares you a little? And finally, we have sliding scale or tiered models. If you want to make your work accessible and sustainable, you can experiment with sliding scale, scholarships, or tiered offerings. I'll talk more about how to structure that inside of my Bellaruna Business Academy this fall. Each of these has its own energy, and over time, you will find your rhythm, your way of balancing structure and soul. Now let's bring it down to earth even more, specifically for those of you offering in-person sessions or in-person classes. There are so many unseen costs that can quietly chip away at your earnings and energy if you are not aware of them. Here's a grounded checklist I encourage you to consider before setting your in-person rates. 1, hourly rate. What do you want to walk away with per hour after everything's paid for? Choose something that feels nourishing for this season of your life. 2, materials. Are you gifting your clients journals, oils, crystals, tea? Are you printing handouts or using incense, candles, flowers? These add up and count. 3, taxes. Yes, even the mystical ones pay the tax goblins. Set aside 25 to 30% for federal, state, local, and self-employment taxes. 4, transaction fees. That means Stripe, Square, PayPal. They all take a cut, usually around 2.9 to 3.5%. 5, commute. This is going to be your gas, your mileage, your parking, time in traffic. All of this takes energy and money. And finally, 6, space rental. Are you renting a healing space, studio, or room? Even if you use your home, is there setup, cleanup, emotional labor? That time matters. This may feel super logistical, but it's part of the energetic exchange. You are making an offering, and that offering needs to be sustainable, not just spiritually, but practically. And after all of that, the checklist, the models, the math, I want you to come back into your body. Feel into the number you landed on. Does it feel expansive or tight? Do you feel a little nervous, but in a good way? Can you say the price out loud and feel grounded? If you can't, that's a clue. Sometimes it's a mindset block. Sometimes the price is too high for where you are energetically. Other times it's too low and your body knows you're self-sacrificing. The number you choose should stretch you just enough without snapping your nervous system. That's the sweet spot. That's the soul-aligned price. Now, I want you to remember, pricing isn't just about money. It's about energy, boundaries, sustainability, and sacred exchange. If this episode gave you clarity or even just a spark of, I need to figure this out for real, then I invite you to join me for the next step. In Bellaruna Business Academy, we go deep into pricing your offers, not just for in-person work, but for group programs, mentorships, and digital offers too. We walk through what to charge, how to raise your prices, how to feel safe receiving, and how to call in aligned clients who say yes with a full heart. It's a ritual-infused journey into sacred systems, soul-led strategy, and clear offers that reflect your magic. You can hop on the waitlist now at the link in the show notes. And remember that your work is sacred, your energy is gold, and your pricing is a spell. Don't be afraid to charge in alignment with the medicine you are bringing to this world. It's not about greed. It's about staying in your power and in your truth. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay magical. And until next time.